It appears that right-wing billionaire, conspiracy theorist, and Trump ally Elon Musk is officially being probed by the United States Secret Service after a post he made on Twitter about assassinating President Biden and Vice President Harris. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, we have a couple of things to talk about in this video. Elon Musk, as you know, is a right-wing billionaire, at times the richest man on earth. Sometimes he's not. Most of the time he is. He is the owner of Twitter, aka X, and he is a right-wing conspiracy theorist and MAGA diehard who spends most of his time signal boosting or perpetuating lies and misinformation which benefits Donald Trump, MAGA Republicans, the Republican Party in general, and generally has a deleterious effect on discourse pertaining to the left wing. Well, in the aftermath of the second failed attempt on Donald Trump's life, Elon Musk tweeted this in response to Doge designer, why they want to kill Donald Trump. Elon Musk says, and no one is even trying to assassinate Biden/Kamala? So as you can predict, this triggered a storm, a big storm. A lot of people reacted viscerally to this, called on him to delete it. You notified the FBI and Secret Service saying that they should, investigate the fact that Elon Musk said this on Twitter in the aftermath of an assassination attempt on a former president. Elon Musk, of course, being a defense contractor, somebody who has government contracts and there should therefore be held to higher standards and probably has higher standards with respect to security clearance in terms of things that he can say. Now, eventually, Elon Musk deleted it, okay? Turns out the jokes are way less funny if people don't know the context and the delivery in plain text, or the context and the delivery is plain text. Then he says, well, one lesson I've learned is just because I say something to a group and they laugh doesn't mean it's going to be all that hilarious as a post on X. Which is kind of shocking given for someone of Elon Musk's age and stature that just now occurred to him. As somebody points out, Elon Musk deleted his joke after it got nearly 40 million impressions. Well, apparently somebody who didn't find it funny, or a group of people who didn't find it funny, the United States Secret Service, who are responsible by federal law for protecting the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, former Vice Presidents and Presidents, because apparently, according to Axios and other outlets, they are probing Elon Musk's posts about assassinating President Biden and Vice President Harris. U.S. Secret Service has launched a probe into a since-deleted post from Elon Musk over the lack of assassination attempts against President Biden and Vice President Harris, Bloomberg News reported Thursday. The agency told Bloomberg it was withholding records related to Musk's post because they could, quote, interfere with enforcement proceedings, end quote, when the news outlet filed a Freedom of Information Act request for documents. Quote, the Secret Service is aware of the social media posts made by Elon Musk, and as a matter of practice, we do not comment on matters involving protective intelligence, Secret Service spokesman Melissa McKenzie said in a statement to Axios. And again, it goes into what we're talking about. The White House criticized Musk's post, calling it irresponsible rhetoric. The investigation doesn't mean that Musk will be disciplined, but he'll likely have to prove he does not pose a threat to the president or presidential candidates. Quote, the Secret Service investigates all threats to our protectees, McKenzie said, though the agency did not confirm an investigation into Musk to Axios. Threatening the president or vice president is a felony that could result in up to 5 years in prison. Axios has reached out to Musk's press contacts for comment. Yikes. Very bad news, potentially disastrous news for Elon Musk. Although I'm not going to shed a tear over it because, quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, he deserves it. In the aftermath of his tweet, he tweeted something. I mean, he says all kinds of things on Twitter that are genuinely unhinged. But Doge designer, the same person whom he quote tweeted before in the tweet that got him into this mess in the first place, Doge designer says, if Kamala/Walz win, their first move will be to ban X and arrest Elon Musk. To which Elon Musk says, yup, suggesting an insecurity, suggesting a sense of panic about a victory by Vice President Harris in the upcoming election. Why would he fear being arrested? Did he do something criminal? Potentially, right? Based on the probe, it's entirely possible that he did break a law. That's why they are probing the since deleted tweet. Nothing may come of it, or something may come of it in terms of an investigation in which he is exonerated. But I think it says something that the richest man on earth, who has taken it upon himself to become a social media influencer, squarely behind Donald Trump, the MAGA Republican Party, and the right wing in general, is joking, and suggesting that people should consider assassinating the sitting president of the United States and the vice president. It's pretty ridiculous. And then his response to it, I didn't realize that I didn't realize that things I joke about face to face with friends could be misinterpreted or found to not be funny when delivered on social media to millions upon millions upon millions of strangers reading it in text where there's no intonation and vocal inflection. That's assuming generously that it was a joke in the first place. The frustrating thing about Elon Musk is, for a guy who has been as successful as he is, he just seems to be profoundly stupid with respect to politics. Like, I know people debate Musk's intelligence and they know much more about his business record than I do. It seems to me that superficially, at least, SpaceX and Tesla have been successful, even though I've also read they've had their woes, they've had their troubles. And certainly Elon Musk owes a considerable portion of his success to the fact that he was subsidized by the federal government. All of that is true. But when it comes to Musk's politics, he just strikes me as a profoundly stupid man. So if anything, he is evidence that intelligence can be compartmentalized. Simply because you are a tech genius doesn't mean you are a political genius, or vice versa. Simply because you are good in one area of study or one area of discipline doesn't mean you're good in another. It's called savantism, right? So this may be proof that Elon Musk is a savant who is just genuinely profoundly idiotic in other aspects of life. But it's really gross that Elon Musk did what he did and does what he does, not just with respect to this highly incendiary tweet. I mean, my God, it says something. I thought Republicans and conservatives were wagging their finger at Democrats to tone down the rhetoric and tamp down the temperature in the United States. But then Elon Musk, one of the most influential right-wingers and Trump supporters in the United States, is spreading those sorts of tweets, 40 million impressions, and Republicans aren't calling on him to delete it. The outrage seemed to be from people who were more sympathetic to the vice president. It just betrays an inconsistency of principle. And it seems that Elon Musk is seriously concerned about his liberty in the event that the vice president wins the election. He should probably be concerned about his liberty right now, given that he's being probed by the Secret Service, and perhaps the two are the same, which is why he's hoping for a Trump victory, because he thinks it will be politically and personally advantageous to him. I don't know, but again, profoundly disgusting stuff from Elon Musk. Looking forward to learning more about the probe from the United States Secret Service, and I'm grateful that they're at least looking into it preliminarily rather than just sweeping it under the rug, because, again, right-wing billionaires, the powerful, the privileged like Elon Musk, should be made aware that their actions have consequences, and the same sort of tweets that might merit investigations from the non-rich, from the non-privileged, should also merit investigations even if they are rich and privileged as well. So I hope that the United States Secret Service is holding Elon Musk not only to the same standard, but quite frankly, a higher standard, given that he's also a government contractor. And again, we'll see what happens. It's entirely possible that this is going to be a textbook situation where we find out in a week that, we had to take a look at it as a sort of a perfunctory measure. There's nothing to see here. He's not a threat to the president or the vice president, so it's open and shut. Or this may be part of an ongoing legal and political and reputational issue for Elon Musk, a man who doesn't need any more of those things. We'll see. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.